Hi there. Time for Sunday, October 17th, daily lectionary reading. Has become my want, my habit. I'm going to read all of it. If they give options, I'm just going to read the whole thing. So our today, we've got Job 38, 1 to 7, and then 34 to 41, and Psalm 104, 1 to 9, 24, 35, which we've been working. Or we were given the option of Isaiah 53, 4 to 12, Psalm 91, 9 to 16. Our New Testament epistle is Hebrews 5, 1 to 10, and our gospel is Mark 10, 35 to 45. And I'm reading the whole thing, so you're going to be here a while. Settle in. Make sure you got your coffee handy. Job 38. And then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind. Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up your loins like a man. I will question you, and you shall declare to me. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? On what were its bases sunk? And who laid the cornerstones? When the morning stars sang together, and all the heavenly beings shouted for joy. Can you lift your voice up to the clouds so that a flood of waters may cover you? Can you send forth lightnings that they may go and say to you, here we are? Who has put wisdom in the inward parts or given understanding to the mind? Who has the wisdom to number the clouds? Or who can tilt the water skins of the heavens when the dust runs into a mass and the clouds cling together? Can you hunt the prey for the lion or satisfy the appetite of the young lions when they crouch in their dens or lie in wait in their covert? Who provides for the raven its prey when its young ones cry to God and wander about for lack of food? Yeah, it's like, who are you to question me? Psalm 104, our Psalm of Creation, which fits really well with that passage in Job, does it not? Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my God, you are very great. You are clothed with honor and majesty. Wrapped in light as with a garment, you stretch out the heavens like a tent. You set the beams of your chambers on the waters. You make the clouds your chariot. You ride on the wings of the wind. You make the winds your messengers, fire and flame your ministers. You set the earth on its foundations so that it shall never be shaken. You cover it with the deep as with a garment. The waters stood above the mountains. At your rebuke they flee. At the sound of your thunder they take flight. They rose up to the mountains and ran down to the valleys to the place that you appointed for them. You set a boundary that they may not pass, so that they might not again cover the earth. O Lord, how manifold are your works. In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. Praise the Lord. Now let's look to Isaiah 53. Surely he has borne our infirmities and carried our diseases, yet we accounted him stricken, struck down by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the punishment that made us whole, and by his bruises we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have all turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that's before the shearers goes silent, so he did not open his mouth. By a perversion of justice, he was taken away. Who could have imagined his future? For he was cut off from the land of the living, stricken for the transgressions of my people. They made his grave with the wicked and his tomb with the rich, although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him with pain. And when you make his life an offering for sin, he shall see his offspring, and he shall prolong his days. Through him the will of the Lord shall prosper. Out of his anguish he shall see light. He shall find satisfaction through his knowledge. The righteous one, my servant, shall make many righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will allot him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out himself to death, and was numbered with the transgressors. He bore the sin of many and made intercession for the transgressors. And if you can read that and not be thinking about Jesus, I don't know I don't know how to help you if reading that doesn't make you think Jesus. And Isaiah was, of course, hundreds of years before. All right, Psalm 91, 90:16. Because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, no scourge come near your tent. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up so that you will not dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder, and the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Those who love me I will deliver. I will protect those who know my name. And when they call to me, I will answer them. I will be with them in trouble. I will rescue them and honor them. With long life I will satisfy them and show them my salvation. All right. Hebrews 5, 1-10. Every high priest chosen from among mortals is put in charge of things pertaining to God on their behalf, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sin. He is able to deal gently with the ignorant and wayward, since he himself is subject to weakness. And because of this, he must offer sacrifices for his own sins, as well as for those of the people. And one does not presume to take this honor, but takes it only when called by God, just as Aaron was. So also Christ did not glorify himself in becoming a high priest, but he was appointed by the one who said to him, "You are my son, and today I have begotten you." And he also says in another place, "You are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek." In the days of his flesh, Jesus offered up prayers and supplications with loud cries and tears to the one who was able to save him from death, and he was heard because of his reverent submission. Although he was a son, he learned obedience through what he suffered, and having been made perfect, he will make the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him. He became the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him, having been designated by God a high priest according to the order of Melchizedek. If you're sitting there thinking, Melchizedek who? You need to come to church on Sunday or watch the sermon, because my sermon, the actual title is Melchizedek. I'm going to talk about Melchizedek. Who is this high priest according to the order of Melchizedek? Jesus is the high priest according to the order of Melchizedek, but who in the heck is Melchizedek? That rhymed. Who in the heck is Melchizedek? Sorry about that. Let's go to our gospel, Mark 10:35-45. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came forward and said to him, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." And he said to them, "What is it you want for me to do?" And they said to us, "Grant us to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your glory." Which is really, I'm going to stop right here because this is really arrogant of them. The right hand is the place of power. It shows favor, right? If you're sitting at someone's right, that they are showing you favor by allowing you to sit on their right. And the left is only slightly lower. They want preeminent places among the disciples. So yeah, there's some arrogance here. But Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with?" And they replied, "We are able." And then Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink. And with the baptism which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at my right hand or my left is not mine to grant, for it is for those for whom it has been prepared." And when the 10 heard this, they began to be angry with James and John. So that's my insertion there. So Jesus called to them and said to them, "You know that among the Gentiles, those whom they recognize as their rulers lord it over them, and their great ones are tyrants over them. But it is not so among you, but whoever wishes to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you must be slave of all. For the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as the ransom for many." And that's our lectionary reading for Sunday, the 17th of October. See you.